And now for the big one that was out that week, that came out of seemingly out of nowhere. I mean, what they had like a week or so ahead of time that they start telling people that he was about to drop the Nas
Oh, I love
King
everything about
Disease too.
this. Love everything about this Nas King's Disease. How they how they came out just a few days after Yeezy announced when he was going to drop that Friday initially after the multiple pushbacks. But yeah, I like how confident they were with it and coming back damn near a year to when part one came out. And I started listening to this thing the moment it came out, midnight. I was on it listening, and I was like, I didn't think this could be better than the first one. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like they got in a bag and they got even more comfortable with each other and what they wanted to do. And I think they balanced it out well. You know what I'm saying? You got songs like YKTV, on part one, you had the one with Fabio Foreign. I didn't know how that was going to sound. I didn't know how that was going to sound, but then it ended up sounding really good when I heard it on live. And same thing, A Boogie with the Hoodie. I'm not sure
Yeah.
how Nas and A Boogie with the Hoodie gonna sound. And I like A Boogie with the Hoodie outside of this. You know what I mean? Like, huge fan of his stuff. So it's just like little things like that. Then to have Charlie Wilson, Lauryn Hill, which I still, that's one of my, Nobody is one of my go-tos. This album is just phenomenal from start to finish. I like how Hit Boy didn't overproduce Nas. You know what I mean? They just found a good little pocket, you know what I mean? And that little 3-store run with store run moments and Nobody.
Charlie
Man,
with the song, no
man.
phony, like Charlie Wilson right after that too. Like that, it was you
Yeah.
saying three, I want to say four.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, anytime you got Charlie Wilson doing this thing, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, he was in such a zone, and like I was feeling those stories rather that he was saying. Even the Death Row East, that was a dope one. You know what I mean? I like everything about it, man. I like everything about this project. Nas is good. It's one of my songs that I probably play religiously since it's come out. You know what I
That's
mean?
that was like my top one out of here. I was just like, hey, because I kind of feel like that at moments in my life, and like that's always like, definitely it. But wanted to say, like, I called it an instant classic. Are you willing to jump out and say the same thing, or are you saying like give it a little bit more time? And then one other thing I got for you, I talked about like when DJ Khaled had that song on there and the album's done. Nas came out with the album's done. Then he did that and I think it was the album that came out was the Kanye album, the Nasir, the 7 song that was it was okay. It wasn't as great as it was held to be. But that energy that he had on that DJ Khaled the album's done was amazing. It was great promo stepping up to that album. I'm saying that if you take that promo and throw it in front of this and like ease into this album, like that seems like it fits a lot more than that other album that's got. And would you agree on that? So
Yeah, yeah. I think the energy that he had on that song in particular that you're talking about on the Khaled album, I think it was like one or two Khaled albums ago. Yeah, I absolutely agree with you that energy, if that would have been transitioned into this type of album, man, that would have been even another dope project for Nas's legacy. But, the Kanye one wasn't trash, but it wasn't great either. It was just like, okay, Nas gave us something. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
in terms of instant classic, I would say, man, it's instantly in my rotation. I won't say classic, but there hasn't been a day since it came out that I haven't listened to several songs off of it. There hasn't been a day yet. You know what I mean? So that's when I know when I'm not trying to, when I'm listening to it at my leisure for fun, because we listen to a lot of these things to prepare, to do these pods and to be well informed with our initial reviews on it. But I'm going to be able to shoot from the hip on this one as we go into our end of year wrap up in December. Like, I know this would be firmly in a rotation with other legends that may pop out, you know what I mean? But I don't know if they're going to have such a great sound with whoever they decide to do a project with. You know what I mean? We still got the Ye, still got the Drake coming, you know what I mean? But this is my lane. This is my era.
Holding the game hostage for over half a year, Cash. Holding the game hostage.
Who, Ye? Or Drake?
No, Drake. He said at the top of the year he was having the album done, man. Like, come on, man. Gave us a 3-pack, and then now here it is. We sitting in August, and it's probably gonna come in December time frame. Like, that's the ultimate letdown. But I know I'll be good with the album when it does come out. But I mean, like, as far as this year for albums that we've been getting, I think we had a list of saying stuff that we was looking forward to and people that we wanted to come out. I think everybody's starting to knock that out, and we getting surprises out there. I mean, you done had the J. Cole, you had Tyler, you had Isaiah, you got Kendrick that's got to be coming out sometime, right? He got to have something cooking, right?
I would hope so. Definitely hope Kendrick comes. Or Schoolboy Q or J Rock, anybody out of TDE would be a welcome surprise. Solo, you know what I mean? Absol, like either one of those guys, because they all haven't dropped in at least 2 years. You know what I'm saying? None of them dropped during 2020, to my recollection. In 2019, I think Reason probably dropped in 2020.
Yeah, Reason dropped in 2020. Yeah.
And that's a solid body of work, but I don't think anybody else from TDE dropped during when everything was shut down. So 19 I may have to go back and check that out and see who dropped. But yeah, so those 4 cats are due, man. If it's not Kendrick, I'm not even bothered with the Kendrick and Drake and how they hold out to perfect it anymore, man. Like it's too many dope artists to really
worry about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're not my favorites.
Yeah. Whoa.
I mean, they're not. Like, when they drop, it's welcomed. It's welcome, but they're not like, I don't know, man. I don't know how to explain it. I don't get hyped when they're about to drop.
Now, on the spot, put you on the spot real quick. Give me your top 3 that you are getting hyped about and that you do have that elation, like anytime you hearing about they gonna drop. Who are the top 3? And I want to hear no excuses, just 3 people. Name them off the top of your head. Let's go.
Right now, if they're about to drop, I'm getting hype about. Definitely gonna be Freddie Gibbs. If Freddie Gibbs say he about to drop something, I'm hype about that. Benny, when it's not a throwaway project, which we'll get to later on in the pod. And then I'll probably say at third, man, Reliable, man. Anytime Hov drops something, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So
yeah, man. So it seems like Nas with me, like every time I clear out a little space, even though the King Disease, I know the original King Disease, I didn't want to give it his accolades and stuff initially, but that was just because I think I got bombarded before I actually got to listen to the album with everybody telling me that it was like immaculate. Like this last one, this King Disease 2, I think was immaculate. Like that King Disease 1, if you had to compare those two, I'm putting 2 above 1, and that's how I'm coming off. Like, I'm easy. Okay with grading something that's saying that it's that King Disease 1 it'd be a 4 on my books out of 5. You know what I mean?
Easy.
And this one would be a perfect 5 out of 5.
I'm right there with you. That's right there with you.
So that's where I was like on King Disease. But yeah, definitely Nas on there. J. Cole has gotten that way, and then to round it out would be anything Wale, which I think he's warming up to actually throw out something.